Hi there. This is the direct station for the hybrid vocabulary rotations. In this station, you will learn the meaning of the prefixes re, super, and trans. Let's go ahead and get started. First, what I'd like you to do is take this handout, please cut it and paste it into your reader's notebook. Pause the video and take a moment to do that. Okay, now we're all set to get started. If you remember from before, our procedure for finding the meanings of our definitions of each prefix is to look at the prefix attached to a word in context of the sentence. So what I want you to do when I read each sentence is try and figure out, what does the word replay mean? What does retrain mean? What does reread mean? When you use the context clues and you come up with your meanings, we're going to put it over here in the rationale for our working definition. All right, let's get started. Our music teacher will replay the song so we can hear the words one more time. What's the music teacher going to do? What do you think replay means? Please write it over here. Sentence number 2. The tennis star had to retrain after she hurt her elbow, going back to the beginning. Think about it. What did the tennis star have to do? What do you think retrain means? Write it over here. Third sentence. Tom didn't understand the test question, so he reread it before he wrote his answer. Think about it. What did Tom have to do? Please write your answer here. All right, let's check it. What did you put for replay? Do you agree that replay means to play again? How about retrain? Tennis star, she had to train again, or she had to go back to the beginning and start over. For reread, he had to reread the question again. Can we agree if we look here at the pattern? I see the word again repeated over and over. So let's put our working definition for re, that it means again. All right, I'm going to now tell you that the certified definition of re is again or back. Most times re means again, to do something over again, to redo the test, to replay the play on the football game. It means to play it again. Sometimes it can mean back as in words like retrain, where she went back to the beginning, or rewind, which means to wind back again. So re means again or back. Let's move on to super. Here we go. First sentence. The restaurant has plans to supersize a burger, making it over 3 pounds. What are they doing to the burger? What do you think supersize means? Write it here in the box. Next, in the movie, a superhero was able to lift much more than normal humans. What do you think a superhero is? According to the sentence, what can a superhero do? Write it here in the box. Next, the artist will superimpose a photo, placing it carefully on top of his painting. This one's pretty tricky. Superimpose is not a commonly used word or one that you see very often in your vocabulary. Think about the context clues in the sentence. Where did the artist place the photo? All right, let's check your work. Are these definitions that you came up with? Supersize means to make it bigger. A superhero is someone who's able to do more. And superimpose means to place it on top. It's kind of hard to see a pattern here. I see bigger and maybe more and on top. So my working definition is going to be bigger, more, and on top. The actual definition is above, over, and beyond. Can you think of some other words with super, such as supermarket? What is a supermarket? A supermarket, like Giant, is a market that's much bigger than a place like Hers Market, which is just a small market. Giant has much more to offer, getting at the meaning of over and beyond. A superhighway is another good example. A superhighway is a highway that's it's above and beyond, lots of cars, lots of traffic. All right, let's move on and let's look at trans. Noticing here that I have to move this down. There we go. All right, first sentence. To travel from New York to London, we took a transatlantic flight that crossed the Atlantic Ocean. Transatlantic. What do you think it means? Right here. What kind of flight was it? Where did they fly? The builder will transform the pile of wood into a pretty house. Think about it. What did the builder do with the wood? It wasn't a pile, and then it changed into a house. Number 3, the gardener will transplant the trees by moving them across the backyard. Where did the gardener move the trees? Write your definition. Okay, are these definitions that you came up with? Do they look similar? Transatlantic means to go across the Atlantic. Transform, he took the pile of wood and he changed the form of the wood into a house. And transplant, the gardener moved the plant across the yard. So if I'm looking for patterns, I see across and change. So my working definition is that trans might mean across or change. Oh, here's the actual definition. Trans means across or beyond. Okay. Can you think of some other words with trans in them? Transport, which means to move from one place to another. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on and practice with these words. All right, on this worksheet, you can just write your answers right in your reader's notebook instead of getting the dry erase sheet for today. If you remember, what you're going to do is you're going to use these root words in the box, okay? And you're going to attach. You're going to start by attaching the prefix re. And the worksheet is telling you that you can make 8 words with the prefix re. You can make 3 words with the prefix super. And you can make 1 word with the prefix trans. I'd like you to pause the video at this point and go ahead and come up with your words for re, super, and trans. All right, let's check our work here. For re, we can match re with recall, which means to call again. Reheat is heat again. Rename is to name something again. Relist, replay, reread, resale, reshape. Super, we can make Superman, superstar, superheat. And for trans, we can make transplant. All right, our last step here in our practice with our prefixes is to look at sometimes. Okay, remember that sometimes prefixes can be used as prefixes and sometimes they aren't actually prefixes. Let's look at an example here. In the word reading, okay, if we cover up re, we're left with A-D-I-N-G, and that is not a word, okay, A-D-I-N-G. Therefore, re in reading, okay, it is not a prefix. So one trick you can do is you can cover up the prefix in the word if you're unsure if it's used as a prefix. If you're left with a root word, then it does count as a prefix. If you're not left with a root word, it is not a prefix. Please go down through and look at each prefix and you determine, is it used as a prefix or is it not used as a prefix? Take a moment, pause the video, and complete that task. All right, let's go ahead and double check your work. Transition is not a prefix because ition's not a word. Superman, it is a prefix. Reshape, it's a prefix. In rest, re is not a prefix because s or st is not a word. Reread, it is a prefix. Superstar, it's a prefix. In real, it is not a prefix. Replay, it is. Transit, it's not a prefix. Rename, it is a prefix. In really, even though ally is a word, it is not a prefix. Transform, it is a prefix. In superior, it is not a prefix because IOR is not a word. Same thing with superb. In superheat, it is a prefix. Relist, it's a prefix. And transplant, it is a prefix. That ends our lesson on our 3 prefixes, re, super, and trans.